Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here, standing with Joel Diaz, the trainer of Timothy Bradley, who, of course, faces Manny Pacquiao April 12th on HBO pay-per-view at the MGM Grand. Joel, 2 years later, what do you feel is different in both guys?
Everything. Remember 2 years ago, Manny Pacquiao was still a devastating fighter. Manny Pacquiao was still vicious. He had that killer instinct, the eye of the tiger. And after that knockout that Juan Manuel Marquez, gave him, I think that he lost a lot, especially self-confidence in him. I seen it with Brandon Rios. He wasn't the same. Half of the fight became boring. The second part of the fight became boring with Brandon Rios. Brandon, at some point, worried him every time you put him in the ropes. But, Timothy Bradley, on the other hand, he gained a lot of confidence in himself after having a war with Ruslan and then beating Juan Manuel Marquez in a great fashion. I held him back a lot on that one. I told him, Bradley, you don't need to prove anything. What you're going to do is win. Win the fight, win it right. Frustrate Marquez, beat him in his own game. And we did. So now he is a better fighter. He's built in a better way. His punches are being more effective. So I think that's a big advantage.
You mentioned that you had to hold him back with Marquez, but given what happened in the first fight, do you think that it might get him more emotional, seeing that he wants to go and prove everybody that he really did beat Manny the first time?
He overcame all of that. At the time when he was approached in negative ways after the Pacquiao fight, he made that mistake to try to prove the people otherwise, and he went in there against Ruslan and got into some trouble. So just talking to him and basically preparing him mentally, he's ready. And he's not going to get carried away by the crowd. He's not going to get carried away by the people. He's going to do what he has to do. And like he says, before the Marquez fight, coach, you tell me what to do, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do anything you don't tell me to do. So now we're doing the same thing. He's listening to me and not only preparing him physically, preparing him mentally so that he can listen to me, because I'm fighting the fight with him. I was a fighter myself. I know what it takes to beat fighters. I do my work. I do my homework. And knowing Manny, I know Manny is a very, very difficult fighter because he is very aggressive. He's aggressive. His angles, his footwork, everything. But remember, styles make fights. Bradley moves his feet real well. He has hand speed, and he has youth. And that's going to be a big advantage.
You mentioned that you know how to fight a fighter because of your experience as a fighter. Given what you told Tim in that first fight, do you think that same game plan beats Manny again?
Yeah, of course, we had a great plan for Manny that night. But everything went down the drain when he hurt his feet. When he comes to the corner and tells me, Coach, I broke my foot. I said, Tim, you got two options. We quit right now and we go home, or you pull it through. Ignore your pain. So fighting with pain on both feet, adrenaline was pumping hard. He pulled the fight. He pulled the fight. Now the difference is we're not gonna make the same mistake. He's gonna wear socks for this fight.
Oh, well, looking at Tim in the future, he signed an extension with Top Rank, but in talking with him, he said that he has been thinking about greener pastures. When did you hear about him thinking about maybe retiring in the next few years?
Timothy?
Yeah.
You know what? We've never mentioned retiring.
Mm-hmm.
That's
news to you.
That is not in my vocabulary yet. I think Bradley has a lot more in him. Even worst case scenario, so we lose to Manny Pacquiao, which I don't think is going to happen. There's big fights for him out there. We can always go back and give the people what they want to see. They would like to see another Ruslan Bradley fight. We'll give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. It's a business, like I said. If the money's right, we'll go ahead and do it. But you guys are not going to see the same fight, obviously.
Looking at his weight, how is he?
Great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. After the Marquez fight, he's riding his bike. He's running. He's doing conditioning. We've been going to the gym 3 days a week. As you can see, he's not bloated like he was the last time or the previous.
More focused.
He's more focused.
Well, if he's more focused, we all hope it's a better fight than the first one, more action-packed. Is he going to brawl like Ruslan in that fight?
You expect that.
But isn't that bad, though, if he does that?
Nah.
No?
Nah. When he brawled with Ruslan, if it would have been good, a lot of people don't know this, but Timothy went up to 185 pounds for the fight because he was on a wheelchair, he was on crutches, he couldn't walk until December. when he started walking. The fight was in February. So he started losing weight early December, January to February. So through the whole fight, he wasn't active. He was bloated. He was 185 pounds. The day of the weigh-ins, first time in his career, that he's in the sauna. He told me, Coach, if I was healthy for that fight, if I wasn't dehydrated for that routine, he wouldn't hurt me. He would have caught me with those punches. He wouldn't hurt me. And still, I was still standing when I was dehydrated. There's a lot of things. Dehydration played a big role in that fight. And on the Manny fight, his feet played a big role. So we're just hoping that for this fight, everything goes well. With 2 good feet, you're going to see a fight just like we did with Marquez, but this time we're going to apply more pressure, and we're going to make it more decisive. I'm going to have Tim unload on Manny Pacquiao with punches that he's never seen before. And don't be surprised if he puts him down, because the punch that Manny Pacquiao got hit with, that's the punch we practiced, Tim and I, through camp on the first one, but he couldn't do it because of his feet. He exposes a lot. Double jab, he drops his left to throw it. You catch him with an overhand right on the way in, he'll go.
Well, we can't wait.
There's so many things, man.
Yeah.
Believe me, there's so many things for Manny. And we got it down, okay?
April 12th, it goes down. Joel, thank you very much. Great seeing you.
Yeah.
Catch it on HBO pay-per-view, April 12th, Manny Pacquiao rematches, Timothy Bradley.